Hello everybody, today I have some older TCP electronically ballasted CFLs for you here. These I picked up at the Restore. It says they were $3 a piece, but the pink tags were 50% off, I do believe, so $1.50. A little more reasonable. I'm not a big fan of paying too much for certain things, especially when a lot of the Restores around here are selling just bulbs for 50 cents. So, anyway. These are pretty cool. They had a little handful of them, but I just took two. Obviously, these early TCP CFLs, I'm not sure if it's just the ones that people bought in big quantities for their businesses came in these generic white boxes. But I've noticed a lot of them that are in just a generic white box. So the part number, model number, whatever you want to call it for this particular one is 19513. It's 2700K at 120 volt. We got the same information there on the front. There's not really anything else on the packaging, but on the bottom, of course, it says made in China. Same thing going on here. That's the exact same bulb, just I picked up two of them in case one doesn't work. So let's see what's inside. Look at that. It's not a spiral. And it's very compact. I mean, this thing is incredibly compact. I'm going to have to find an A19 bulb that we can compare it with. But first impressions are, well, just that. It's very compact, and we have this little cardboard, it kind of looks like a cinnamon stick or something put in the middle here. And I'm sure they did that so that if there's a bump on the top of the package, it transfers all of that weight down to the middle of the lamp, so you're not, crushing the tubes here. Now, these are also very small tubes. I want to say they're like T2 or something like that. They're very small. So here again we have the TCP information, 13 watts, so I'm guessing about a 60 watt equivalent. And I'm guessing the 6th month of 2001. Could be wrong there. But a very compact bulb for early, 2001 like that. I'm sure these weren't exactly the cheapest things around. And speaking of comparing it, let me grab a A19 bulb here. I have one in an old clip light over here that I'll just unscrew real quick. It's this nice old Sylvania 40 watt here. I think it's about to burn out actually. But as you can see, it's not really that much taller. And I'm sure that was probably one of the selling points for this particular style of bulb, is the fact that it could probably fit in many fixtures that a bigger CFL at the time wasn't, or would not be able to. Plus, just the diameter of it. I mean, it's much smaller. A little longer, but definitely I'm sure would still fit in the same style of package. Or, fixture, I should say. Okay, let's get our socket here. And let's turn it on. Definitely a little dim, but I'm sure it's the first time it's ever been turned on in its life. So we're going to go ahead and turn off the lights here. And I'm sure this is going to take a little bit to warm up. You can see initially some darkening at the ends of the tubes here. And maybe that's just because it's its first time turning on and it's vaporizing some stuff. But definitely new old stock, so it's not from age. And you can start to see here how the tubes at the electrode ends are starting to get much brighter than the other side of the lamp. And that's a very normal characteristic of these early, very compact CFLs. I don't really know if it had to do with a smaller mercury content or the fact that it's just very small tubes and the arc has to warm up and make its way through all these little, I call them welds here, to, of course, light up the whole bulb. But as you can see on this side here where it started, this is getting incredibly bright, to be honest. GE also had a bulb of this style, and I remember picking it up when it was out at the old Walmart back home before, all the Walmarts became supercenters. And I had that bulb for many years. I remember it said something to the effect of it would last 10 years or something crazy like that. It was a biax. It was pretty much the same size as this. And one of the local stores in the mall at the time, Herberger's, their track lighting over in the bedding section used many of those very compact GE biax CFLs. Look very similar to this one. lot of memories going there. They had a lot of, I want to say mid, electronic ballasted Sylvania CFLs. They were big, U-shaped tubes like this, but big. They didn't miniaturize it very well just yet. And a lot of those, over time, the glue that would hold the tubes in would separate from the ballast compartment, and they'd be kind of just hanging in these track lights. I wish I had pictures of the place. Maybe I took some a long time ago. I'd have to look. But hey, this is wasting time, and this bulb is appearing to get closer to full brightness. But it just kind of looked comical at the same time with those track lights, because they were big. Like, you could put a R40 flood size bulb in there, and then you have those CFLs that were big, so it made sense, they fit. But then you had these itty bitty ones that they had in some of them. Just kind of funny. Well, it appears that it's pretty much at full brightness, to be honest. I don't see it getting, this tube is a little dimmer, but we're definitely getting there. And I really have to squint to look at this thing, to be honest, because it's just so bright. It's definitely getting there. Okay, well, we'll just put the bright side down because, the other side's over here. And if I hold it 2 feet away from the lux meter, we're getting about 140 lux or so. At 119 volts, we're getting 12.1 watts. A power factor of 0.59 and taking 0.16 amps. Now, it doesn't say, I don't believe it says on here, anything about dimming. Not for use with dimmers, sure enough. Don't use with a dimmer. I wouldn't think so. Early compact CFLs like this, very compact early ones, definitely did not have that feature. So let's turn on our lights here again. And after rambling most of the time about the GE version of this bulb, I guess to complete that story, the GE version of this style of bulb that I had actually broke. The corner of the biax broke off, and that was really sad, to be honest. But this is pretty cool. It's the same style, just a TCP version of the same thing. It's just a slightly different tube, but looks exactly, same style. Anyway, I really do hope you enjoyed this little video taking a look at these early, I want to say very compact, because compared to them at the time, this is very compact. TCP CFL. Looks like it's the model EDO 13. Wonder what EDO meant. Anyway, once again, I really do hope you enjoyed this video. And also please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching.